Welcome to the Elbow Drop Podcast. I was going to do this thing where I was going to bring everybody in one by one, but I forgot. But you know what? I got the power. So here with me today I have Ted Van Dam, who's making me not call him what I want to call him.
My bad. What's up, everybody?
The Iceman, Bobby Miller.
What's good? What's good, everybody?
Drew should have won because I can't remember his name. He keep changing his nameplate. Like everybody know who he is.
Randy Weber.
We need theme music for this. We should all.
I don't need any of that criticism right now.
Wah, wah, wah. Don't theme music.
And returning to the show, the guy who used to work from us from the Four Corner Podcast, Trevor Robinson.
Z-Rocks.
Yo.
The man.
So,
Hey.
straight to it. We talking about Clash of the Castle. So we're gonna go match by match. And the first match was Cody versus AJ. So I thought somebody was gonna finish it for if I muted because my kid was out the back.
Oh, my bad.
Yo, wait on the
I'll
Saturday.
let
It's the
you
first
take it
episode,
over.
man. You know, we'll work on it.
And
Gotta keep
For
the
the-
nigga shit, Ted.
for the record, I'm just gonna chime in little by little because I didn't get to watch the show. So I just know the finishes for most of the matches. And for some of them, I have my thoughts about the finishes and who won, who didn't win, how that affects things. So, but for everything else, I'm gonna let y'all carry that.
He said I'm gonna chime in and then said more about it than he would have said about any match.
You're right, because
I'm
I'm
gonna
only
do
gonna
the
chime
same
in
thing when
on
we
the
get to
matches.
Bailey and Piper because I didn't watch Bailey and Piper. So for that, I'm just gonna chime in because
Don't worry.
Yeah,
We're gonna branch off on all this because realistically, let's just lay it out there. This pay-per-view was not really much to talk about. I watched all of it. And the stuff that y'all are gonna chime in on is pretty much how we're gonna talk about it anyway.
Yeah, well,
So-
it wasn't. Yeah.
Who did
Wasn't
watch Cody versus
greatest.
AJ?
Who did
I did watch
it?
Cody versus.
I watched Cody versus AJ.
Yeah, I
It
did.
was a good match. I mean, it's like, for what it was, I thought they were gonna submit each
It was a
other,
good
like
match.
not like be scared. That was a weird finish. The finish was stupid.
I didn't
And that's-
mind the finish. I saw a lot of debate about the finish. I didn't mind it. I thought it was a good match. It was about as aggressive as a match that with the story they're telling should have been. So I liked that. I didn't mind the finish. I mean, there's not much jeopardy in Cody title matches right now because they just gave him the title at WrestleMania. So we know he's not going to lose it, especially to the people he's fighting. So there's a limiting factor there, but I thought it was a good match aside from that.
Yeah, I love that finish actually. If you're gonna be lukewarm and you're gonna hate it, I'm gonna say I love that finish. It made the most sense to me. I wish it had been drug out a bit more, like Cody had hit him with chairs a whole bunch more, and he just like was obviously you thinking like, okay, what the fuck is this man gonna do to me if he's not done? But that's fine with me. I'm handcuffed to a goddamn rope, and you coming at me with these big ass stairs. Like, nigga, don't hit me with that shit. No.
Also, I want to say a lot of people
having
claim-
options here, but to get my ass whooped and knocked out. Like, am I
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
A lot of people claimed that this was a copy of the Copeland Christian I Quit match finish. I heard a lot of people say that, but that I Quit match finish where someone gets the shit kicked out of him and then I quit is most I Quit matches. Like
Yeah,
Christian
First of
Copeland
all,
didn't do that.
everything in wrestling is copied. So I don't want to
Yeah.
hear that.
Yeah,
I
like
just wanna
they didn't invent that finish either.
Yeah, that's
Right.
wrong.
Mhm. I
But
just
what other
want to see
things
someone
make-
tap out. That's all. That was the big thing. I just want to see someone tap
I mean,
out.
then you have a submission match.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a different.
That's
So
the
many
beauty
damn
of I
wrestling
Quit
is
matches. It
getting-
can end any
We're
way.
gonna implode.
Just like normal matches.
Yeah.
Basically,
Right.
You're right.
Yeah.
No one ever taps out no more, right? Or those two dudes don't.
Right.
Did AJ tap out?
It's kind of rare. Now.
Apparently,
Yeah.
AJ's like Superman and not afraid of anything, and like
That dude's
the
ripped.
strongest, fearless person there is. So I don't think he would ever tap out of his life. That's how everyone's
wonder-
acting now.
Yeah. That's why I want to see him tap. That's that exact reason. I want to see someone submit.
I think saying I quit is supposed to have more weight than tapping out does now, because like the way that they've kind of sold I quit matches historically, like that's supposed to be like the biggest humiliation. And now, he's done that. And it made sense with the story of the fake retirement.
So now what?
So I liked it. I would give it a 7, since I know that's what Bones was gonna lead us into. I give that a 7. Thought it was solid.
Okay. How about you, Trey?
I'd say 7 too. I think it was a good I quit match overall, but I don't think it was the best. I don't think it's the one I'd show anybody.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree. I say 7 as well. It's just, it was a good match. It's just I didn't like the finish, but
I have to
it was a
chime
match.
in on something that Randy said, because you mentioned that there was no drama for the match because he's not gonna lose yet. So like, are you not gonna be invested in any of Cody's matches until like SummerSlam, until The Rock comes back, basically?
Roman.
It's difficult. I mean, now that he's going against the Bloodline, I'm more invested in that than any of the ones he's had so far, because the Bloodline storyline could go somewhere. It's obviously not just going to be a filler match. Even if Cody wins, it's going to lead to something.
Okay.
So if they go to the Bloodline next, then I'm going to be more invested in that than AJ or Logan Paul.
And do you think that's the reason why everybody is shitting on Cody's reign? Because of that?
I think
It's because people are impatient. I think that's people are just impatient.
When people want to
True.
shit on somebody, they're gonna shit on somebody, and especially with the internet, he's having a good reign. Can't listen to all those people.
It's two big things. Every single title reign starts with a filler match, because, well, not all of them, but most title reigns, if they're meant to be treated seriously, the first person who they defend against, isn't going to beat them. And as a result of that, it's not going to feel like as big a deal until it gets to other stuff. And also because Cody's super babyface, pure white, all that stuff is going to be controversial to people, especially when we have our world champion crying every other episode. Like, those are the two big things.
You're not gonna call Cody pure white, okay? We'll stop you right there.
White meat baby
pure
face.
white as it gets, bro.
White meat baby face.
Yes, white meat, blonde, blue eye, not a drop of melanin in sight.
All right, Bones, what you get a match?
7, 8. It was a good match for I quit match. It was straight.
Okay, that's basically what everybody else gave it. So let's move on to the next topic. We got the women's tag team match. Now, the big thing that's been going on with the tag team match, even though I didn't watch, I've been hearing and I've been seeing things, and everybody has been shitting on Jade because of that, apparently a botch that she had with the ropes in that match.
A couple.
Excuse
There was a few
me.
botches. There was not one.
I heard the ropes were loops. The ropes were loose though.
That's what everybody's saying,
Yeah.
because other wrestlers had issues with it too.
Mhm.
So the big question is,
Yeah.
should Jade go to NXT, or is she excused?
No.
Has she been doing good? What we doing with Jade?
Why would she go to NXT?
Because
think it's
people are
too
saying
late.
she's
Look what
not
that do
ready.
her.
She's
I
not
think
about
if you
to know
introduced
better.
her on the main roster, then brought her to NXT, that would look really bad. I think they should have done that. I think it's too late to do that now.
Yeah, I think it's too late now.
Okay, so what do y'all think? What we doing with Jade then? What are we doing with her? What can we do to kind of help the issue, or do y'all feel like there is an issue, like everybody else
There's
is
always-
bigging it up to be?
There's an issue.
She's a microscope. She looks like nobody else does because of where she came from, how bad she's been. So the thing that she had happen to her were things that, even if all those same exact things happen, if all those same exact things happened to Bianca Belair, we wouldn't be having a conversation about it. Not one.
I think that's probably true, but also Bianca rarely does that. And I think that's kind of the point. Like, we watched Jade in AEW, and she was doing stuff like that,
No,
like
you
once
watched
every
Jade in
maybe
AEW.
3 or 4 matches.
Shut up, Trev. We watched AEW pay-per-views for this show, so we did watch some Jade in AEW.
Most of them were bad, and that was partly AEW's fault because AEW doesn't know how to train people.
But are most of
And
them
like
bad
slip up
now?
a lot? In AEW, she slipped up all like that.
Are most of them bad now?
There were. What are most of them bad now? Is what you asked?
Yes.
So did she trip up a lot, like in AEW?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but in this match, there wasn't even just the ropes thing. Because, yeah, the ropes is defensible because other people also, all of that. I get that. But
She
there was
kept
also
trying.
the weird tap situation.
The
That
what? I
think
whole
that was
weird
real.
submission thing with Shayna.
I think she was getting choked out.
I would rather that you tapped out on camera and you blow the finish, but you're conscious. 222.
Wait, okay.
At the end of the match.
Well, you sound
Wait,
like
hold on.
Kanye.
Is he breaking?
Someone's
Is he
breaking
breaking
up.
up?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Mike,
Bones
that's you.
breaking
You
up.
sound
Okay,
like
that's
Kanye.
I had to check because I'm so used to it being me breaking up, and I just can't hear anyone else. That like
You're super clear.
I'm coming back.
that's been my
Yeah,
whole
he's-
life.
I
on
think
this
he's
podcast,
frozen.
is I'm the one that
Yeah,
breaks
it's
up.
Bones.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah,
Bones
he's
is
frozen.
frozen.
Yeah, well, look at him.
All right.
Goddamn Bones.
I just
Okay.
changed on internet.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Trying
should
to
be good.
so-
So I was
Okay.
saying, I would much rather that you look like you tapped out behind with the ref behind you, rather than you blow the entire finish of the match because you're unconscious. If I had to choose,
Sure, but
Was she
not.
supposed to do
It's
that?
rare
you
that
think?
either. It's rare that you're in a position where you have to choose one of those two things.
but she
Well,
was.
that's what we're saying. Is she might have been
Like,
if
we
they-
not,
if
I'm
they
not gonna blame
actually
her.
did choke out.
Jay,
No, I think-
Jay's
I
neck
think-
is a bit smaller. Like I don't. Wait, how am I gonna put that on Jay from getting choked out?
No, I think that was supposed
Yeah.
to happen. And Shayna
But-
Shayna's just really good at looking like she's hurting
Yeah, I think-
somebody.
Well, what I heard is, and if this is possible, it's possible that Shayna was actually choking her out as a
that-
receipt for Jade actually hitting Shayna. And if
Oh.
that's the case, then
Mhm.
Jade's mess up was hitting her in the first place that led to that. So
Shayna's not the one that
regardless,
hit.
Jade did something wrong.
Oh well, okay. But I mean,
Yeah,
if that was a
and-
planned spot, that was perfect. If it was a planned spot, I thought that was cool.
Yeah, it didn't go into the finish though. That's why I don't think it was.
Oh well,
I don't
they made
I don't
Shayna
think
look-
they-
I think they're trying to make Shayna.
I
look
see
mad
what you're
strong,
saying.
though. They're trying to make her look strong, and Jada just got there. I mean, Jade just got there, so it's like her doing that isn't like unbelievable. Like they should be champions too.
At
Like,
that point,
they put her-
the
trying to
story
make
is
her-
that Jade
Shayna's
lost
dope.
to everybody.
What they
Shayna's
trying to
dope.
make her
They
look
put her-
strong for?
'Cause she's-
Yeah, and
'cause
also they
she's
put her in
Shayna.
They put her in that match
She
to
been
keep the
Shayna.
pin.
She
Yeah,
Triple H wanted
Shayna
this.
got the pin.
Triple H wanted this, so she wants that NXT Shayna back.
Okay, we'll see.
I want that back. I don't think
I
I
hope-
Don't you want that back? I mean,
do.
that's
I
like
hope.
she was the shit.
I do.
She made Rhea Ripley look awesome. She made and then it's like that was like NXT.
Oh, I want that Shayna back. But if they
Yeah,
wanted that
definitely.
Shayna back, they wouldn't have brought her team in just to eat the pin.
Why didn't they use the
She-
other
she-
chick who nobody
she-
cares
I
about, whose name I
forgot.
can't remember right now?
Did she take the pin? I forgot.
I don't know.
I
You got to
can't
It was
remember.
either her or it was Zoe, but it was her
Oh.
team that took it.
Yeah. I think
Why
it was
wouldn't it be Zoe though?
Zoe. It has to be Zoe. It can't be Shayna.
It should be
Sorry.
Zoe.
No.
Yeah.
It can't be. Not
I
to be
agree.
mean.
Yes, it should
No.
be.
It
Zoe.
wasn't Shayna. It wasn't Shayna.
And that's another thing. Also, why
No, that's
why
Zoe
are they
lost
taking
that
the
match,
titles off Bianca and Jade so quickly?
They
Like
probably
that.
in real
That
life
was
weren't getting
also a
along.
weird thing.
Somebody.
We
We
has
know
to
why
win.
though. Everybody couldn't lose at home. There was 4 people.
Yeah.
And there was one
Yeah.
correct choice to win.
We'll get-
that was from
we'll get there.
Scotland.
We'll get
that
there.
wasn't the one.
We'll get there.
No, this
Yeah,
this
we
was-
will.
there.
This
get
was
to
the
next
wrong
spot.
choice to
We gotta
do
talk
that.
a lot later.
I got a lot about to say about that, but let's move on.
Everyone's gonna dogpile you. Spoiler.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Let's-
I'm prepared for it.
All right, let's move on. We got Sammy versus Chad Gable. What is next for Sammy? Now, this one I didn't hear much about. So, did Sammy lose?
No.
Nah.
No, he won.
Oh,
I
okay.
was
So,
surprised that he won.
Sammy's kind of like the man, right?
Yeah,
Sammy's kind of like the guy.
really
right
good
now.
match.
It's like IC title is the most important title, right now.
Yeah, it's on
It's
Raw.
the
you could
storyline.
argue
The
that.
storyline is the best one on Raw. I mean, even on
Yeah,
So,
I
dude,
don't even know what's going on.
devalued
Yeah.
the world title. Sammy has elevated
best
the
story-
Intercontinental
The
title.
Yeah,
best
yeah.
storyline on Raw right now is actually the women's title.
you right.
You can make
Wait.
that argument.
You right.
I
I
think
can
that's
see
fair.
that argument.
Is that?
It's not really for me, but it's getting the most attention. So I
Definitely.
guess I
Not
give
Liv.
it to
Is
that.
Liv does Liv have the belt?
Yes, she does.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's the most important. Yeah.
She is the most important.
She's the most.
is always the
my
most important.
bad.
So-
Yeah.
Is Sammy? Are we not going to continue Sammy versus Gable? Would that not
No.
go? Into
I can't
SummerSlam?
imagine.
That's gotta be.
I can't
done now,
imagine
especially
they would have a
No,
fourth
young.
match.
Braun and Sheamus came out to
It'll be their
get
fourth.
involved.
No, Chad's dead.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
he-
Chad is also dead.
Chad's dead. He's,
Okay,
he's
Bob-
Chad is dead.
Bobby, hold on. Since
Chad
Bobby
is
also
dead.
apparently didn't watch Raw, what happened is Braun and Sheamus both came to get involved in the IC title picture. And then Gable went and his whole crew left him and he said, I'm going to enter Money in the Bank. And then he got murdered.
Yeah,
Well, I saw
he
the
did get
murder
murdered.
part.
Yeah,
Which-
More like
we're gonna
murder and
talk about
everybody saw that part of Raw.
Like,
Everybody
That-
saw that
This is
part
the
of
back
Raw.
part
before
of
the
Raw.
murder, that's the direction those two are going now.
That is
Okay.
true.
I think Braun Breaker is gonna beat Sammy for it. I think if they were gonna have Chad Gable win it, that would have been the time. If they chose not to do it, now it's because they want to give it to Braun, and I think that's probably the right move.
I want Braun.
Okay.
I want this match to look like when Brock Lesnar came back and beat the shit out of John Cena.
John Cena, yeah.
Yep.
I,
That would
I,
be
think,
dope,
Absolutely.
actually.
I think we're getting a multi-man match at the next one. It's 3, maybe 4, because Kaiser's kind of involved too. And then I think it might just be Braun and Sammy at SummerSlam.
I'd rather just be Braun and Sammy. I
know
think it's
we'd
just gonna
rather
muddy
do,
stuff up
but
to add
that's
other
not what I
people.
think is going to happen.
I mean, I would rather stall to SummerSlam for it.
Yeah, I was about to say I'd rather have that match at SummerSlam and then have Braun do
Yeah.
what Bone said at SummerSlam. So you got to do something in between there anyway.
I agree. I don't think they should have a match first because then Braun has to not win first. I think they should just wait for SummerSlam and then, like Bones said, Braun murders Sammy.
I think he'll be all right if he loses in a multi-man match. If he don't
They
eat the
could do
pin.
it in a way, yeah. Because like this last
And-
match, he faced Sheamus on Raw, and Kaiser like interfered. It turned into a whole brawl, and it was a thing. I can see
Yeah,
something.
he'll be
Like,
all right.
something
I
going
think
down.
it's better if you're gonna build up a monster. I think it's better to anticipate for them getting their hands on the guy and then murder the guy. I think having them get physical first, just have them not win, is just kind of. I don't know. It just feels lame in comparison. That's how I feel about it. I think it's better to just wait.
I see what you're saying, but it's
All I know-
not that important to argue.
That nigga
Really.
Braun Breaker speared the shit out of Ludwig Kaiser.
He did. I seen that.
That nigga got that nigga.
They can have a
Ludwig got
triple
Ludwig
threat
Kaiser
match
in a hip
between. They can have a match between Braun, Sheamus, and Kaiser, and Braun murders Sheamus and Kaiser first to lead up to this. That would probably be the way to do it.
I wouldn't want to see that at Money in the Bank though.
I don't care about nothing in Money in the Bank though, personally, but Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
That's the
That's
most
true.
important thing in
Royal
Money in the
Rumble
Bank.
level to me, for me.
That'd be a cool thing to watch. Money in the Bank live.
So, would it be the appropriate time now to seg into who y'all think gonna win Money in the Bank?
I don't even know who's entering.
Nah, save it for
Yeah,
later.
me either.
Okay.
Because it's not even enough. Right now, I would say Chad Gable because that's the only thing I know.
But
He's dead though.
But he's dead. Though, yeah.
He's dead.
I'm happy that you learned that. If nothing
dead,
else, you've
though.
learned that undead people are the strongest people in
No,
wrestling.
he got taken out of his qualifier for it. He was supposed to face for his spot on Monday, and now he's out.
All right, let's
He's a-
move on. Bailey versus Piper.
Yup, next.
That was certainly a match.
One thing I will say though is what's that girl name? Chelsea Green. They give her bullshit, she
Mhm.
still make it be okay. That's
Yeah.
it.
That's true.
She's great.
Yeah.
That's all I can say about any of it.
Agreed.
Oh, wait, Randy, isn't this the person that you were saying was the one that definitely should have won? The Scottish person that should have won.
Yeah. No.
Piper.
Isn't
Isn't that what you meant?
That's- yeah.
That's what. Yeah, it doesn't
That
matter.
is what.
You wanna
Yeah,
talk about it?
you're right. That is
All
what I
I
meant.
want to say is Bailey's run is trending towards mediocre, and this is what y'all asked for because y'all love Bailey, and I'm just gonna keep it at that.
No,
Next.
It's not
You say
Bailey.
that.
Bailey's
I
run
gotta
is
tell you,
mediocre for the same reason everyone else's
You-
run is mediocre. Don't put it down.
Bailey's run-
Bailey.
Yeah,
Bailey's
you don't get
Bailey's
to.
fault.
You don't get to
much
be.
better.
There's no difference between this and Cody. It's the same thing. They
There's
just
a
won the
difference.
championship.
I've
Piper
cared more
Niven is
about
not
Cody.
AJ Styles, but
There's a huge difference. Bailey ain't
but
doing
that's
shit.
still not Bailey's fault.
My argument though is that Bailey's run is so far superior to the run of the person who had the title before Bailey that you can't really make the argument.
Is it though? EO had
Yeah.
a good run.
Did she though?
From what I remember.
She had
You
like
don't
3
remember
titles.
any of
I
it
don't
because
think-
it wasn't shit happening.
You just remember her winning it.
I don't think it's on it. EO's was better because she had the Bailey storyline in it. Bailey's doesn't have that storyline, so EO's is better because of that.
So Bailey's the worst champion because Bailey made the other one better. But now that Bailey
No,
has it,
no.
it's not good.
Yes.
I'm not. No, I'm just talking about the reigns themselves, not the champions.
Eo's reign had
Bailey has had.
Right.
Bailey's
That's
had.
what I mean.
Everybody's Bailey has beaten has been of someone of no jeopardy. EO had a good storyline going into her end. That's why.
Bailey's got a good end.
True. Okay, that's fair.
She does.
That all right. My argument's been negated.
All right, so let's go.
All right, we're talking about Drew and Priest. Let's go. I'm waiting for this.
All right, go.
Should Priest be sent back to NXT?
No.
Let's talk about it.
Go, Randy. Say
Go,
what you
yeah,
gotta
get-
say.
Get your
I
stuff
just wanna
out.
listen.
Watch
Okay.
Drew and
Cool.
Paul.
All right. I'm in. Okay. Very good match. I liked the fact that Drew did a good job covering for Priest when he went over the ropes and got caught and all of that. I thought that he sold that well. Very good big man match. I think the finish was a well thought out finish. However, if you can create the biggest moment or one of the biggest moments for a hometown hero pop where Priest is already not a great world champion, Drew would be a better one. He's entering what's going to be the biggest feud on Raw with the biggest star on Raw. I don't think it made any sense to have Priest win here. You would have had an incredible moment in Scotland. Drew could have done the blowing the kiss thing like Money in the Bank 2011 to CM Punk. He would be a better world champion that already is seen as a bigger star in the eyes of the fans. And he'd be going into the biggest feud where the world title wouldn't be overshadowed by a bigger feud. So I think for all those reasons, Drew should have won.
So what about Gunther and all of that?
I think Gunther should be allowed to challenge for either title, and he should challenge Cody. Cody doesn't even have anybody who's an immediate necessary contender.
The Rock.
So
without
not
getting
SummerSlam. I don't think he's coming back that soon.
without getting to the Gunther of all of it, because that in itself just kills the whole conversation. Without getting to that, first of all, I'm gonna say the same thing I said at last year's Classes of the Castle. If Drew McIntyre wins the title, yes, there will be a huge pop. But you know what? On Monday, Drew McIntyre is the champion. The
Yeah.
only thing
What's wrong
interesting
with
about
that?
Drew McIntyre at all right now is CM Punk.
In his
He's still
that's-
not-
in
That's
Randy's
horseshit.
defense,
That is
in Randy's
horseshit.
defense of that, Drew McIntyre this year is way different than Drew McIntyre last year. This is the
Because
Yeah,
it's
because
interesting
Drew
thing.
McIntyre,
Drew
this
McIntyre
year has
way
CM
better.
Punk. He just has CM Punk.
No.
It's nothing.
He was
it's
interesting
nothing but
before.
Drew
Punk, he was
McIntyre-
starting to be interesting before Punk came back.
Yeah,
Burger
he was
after
interesting
He would be
burger
interesting
after
until CM
burger
Punk got injured.
after
His whole
burger.
heel
That's
turn has been
not
interesting.
true.
Drew has been phenomenal in this whole heel run. He has been great, and it's
Yeah, I
not
can
just
say
because
that.
of
He's
CM
awesome,
Punk.
dude. Drew's
Drew's
awesome.
been phenomenal in
And he's
2024. You know
also-
why? CM Punk.
He was
It's not
heating up
CM
before
Punk.
CM Punk. He was
He was heating up before
going
CM Punk.
viral and everything on Twitter and stuff before CM Punk had
Was
came
he?
back.
Yeah,
What
Yes.
did he go viral on?
Yeah.
Name something. Anything.
all of
Remind me.
the online trolling,
Yeah, he was
the
just
whole,
trolling. It
like-
was random trolling.
Who was he trolling?
all of the feud with
Everybody.
the Bloodline, where he was feuding with Jey Uso.
I
He
do
was
not
funny as
recall him
shit.
He has
trolling
some of
He
any
was
the-
pretty funny, dude.
But I will give you the guys.
I agree.
He was very-
Yeah, that's a good point.
But yeah, he was
Drew,
doing
I
all that
think, is
stuff.
one of the most marketable stars that hasn't been treated as one of the most marketable stars. He really has everything to make a world champion. He's funny and good on the mic. He can have really good
He just
matches,
became
and he looks
marketable.
like an action figure.
He just became
Like
marketable.
I
I'll
think he
give
was
you my
marketable
take.
before that. They just didn't use him right.
Yeah.
That was now they're using him right. And then this is it. And he absolutely should be the world champion, especially since he's feuding with CM Punk.
I
But
agree, but go ahead.
But I agree with Bones, just not for his reasoning. My whole reasoning is okay, Drew's the champion, then what? As far as the feud with CM Punk doesn't need the title to be big.
Yeah.
That's gonna be big.
No, but
regardless.
Have it.
But the title needs the feud. It's not
it
that the
doesn't.
feud needs the title.
No, it
The
doesn't.
title needs the feud. It's already a
doesn't.
not well-established world
No.
title. It's not a title that in the eyes of the audience is the real world title. Damian
it's
Priest does
never gonna
not
be.
feel like a world champion with it.
Yes, he does.
What?
But
He
if you put
does.
that title on if you put that title on Drew facing CM Punk, we're not gonna be like, oh shit, they really want that title. We're gonna think they just want to fight each other because they hate each other. Still, it does
Yeah.
nothing to make us give
I
more
don't
credit.
think it's the back seat there.
That's fine.
And
though.
then
The
the
world
biggest-
title should be the main event of the show, and Drew versus Punk's gonna be the main event of the show, whether it has the title or not. If you put the title on
Okay.
anybody else during that time, it's gonna be overshadowed.
They don't need to main event with that title because they have never main evented with that title. So why do they need to do it now?
Because they want to elevate that title. They don't want it to be the B show title, which it's been so far. This is the way to
Are you
To
sure that's what they
undermine-
want?
undermine that narrative.
Nah, it's gonna be Rhea Liv.
You don't want it to stay that way, right? Like you want it to be.
Yeah.
You want people to see it as a real world title. Getting it on in that feud and then eventually on Punk is the way to do that.
But then, like
Damian
I said,
Priest
I want to
doesn't feel
get
like
to
a
the
world
part that
champion.
I want to get to the part that I disagree with the most. I want to go back to the Gunther part because that is killing me. Why would you put Gunther versus Cody Rhodes if he was able to challenge for the other world championship? Why would you even do that
Why would-
match? That is a lose-lose match
And
because
if
you
you
don't.
want that title, if you want the world title to be elevated, there's nothing more than making Gunther want that bitch bad enough to go beat the shit out of somebody. I don't give a fuck.
Exactly.
If anybody's the person to elevate that bitch, it's not Drew McIntyre. It's fucking Gunther.
He's right.
CM Punk is going to elevate it more than both of them, and if you put it on Drew, then you can put it on Punk more easily. So you already have street. Punk is the biggest star on Raw, not Gunther. I love Gunther. You love
I don't
Gunther.
even-
Wrestling fans love Gunther. You can't put Gunther in the middle of like all of the press awards, like the press conferences and the TV shows, the reality shows, all of that you can put Punk on. Punk's the most marketable star. Gunther is the wrestling fans' favorite wrestler.
Yeah,
And,
So
but
he
and-
doesn't
and
have
that
to-
belt,
that's what
and
the
that
other
belt
belt
is
is
the
for.
wrestling fans' belt. That's what it was
That's what it's
marketed
for.
as when Steph had the belt. It was marketed as the workhorse belt. It was marketed as the workman's belt and shit like that. So the ring
That's what the
general would be the
Intercontinental
perfect.
titles for. The Intercontinental titles for like the real wrestling fan. The world title is the one that feels like the big star,
That's
the
not
main
how they
event, the main
marketed it.
character.
That's not how they.
But that's why
marketed
it feels like a B level title because they've been doing that.
It's
Roman
always
Reigns was
Kofi
always the
LeBron.
real world champion. Nobody
We
brought
know
Seth
that.
Rollins and Roman Reigns as equals.
There was nothing.
They
There
were
was
never
nothing that they
equal.
could do to change that. There wasn't a
This is
thing
what
that
they
they
can
could
do to change this. This is what they can do. Put the title on Drew now, have him feud with Punk, then give Punk the title. Punk and
No, no.
Cody
And then
will
what
feel
do
like
you do
equals.
with Gunther?
He faces Cody.
Who
You can
wins?
decide whether he wins or
Who
not.
wins? Who wins?
That
You can do
Cody and
either. I
Gunther
think
is a
either would be
lose
Nah.
fine.
Nah, I want to know who would you pick to win?
Who I'd pick? I'd probably pick Gunther so that Cody can chase Gunther for it.
Why would you have Cody lose to Gunther at SummerSlam? Knowing that he has
Because
all
this-
this bloodline
go
stuff
back
coming up.
after.
What? Because Cody can then chase Gunther and then eventually win it back. So that way, neither of them have really lost. Cody doesn't need
Why
to have
would
like a continuous dominant reign. He's not that
Why
kind of
would
character.
you have? Why would you have Gunther be basically an interim champ? You see how
But
you
it did
booking
make them
yourself into a corner with that? Now
You
you're
can- I
making
mean, you-
Gunther
like-
look weak,
But how does that make him look weak? He just beat Cody Rhodes.
and then lost it right back to him in your booking scenario. Why would you have?
That's
him lose
one
to
example. That's one
Well-
example I gave. You can have Cody beat Gunther too if you want. You could have the bloodline interfere.
Why?
And
Why
screw
would you do
Gunther.
that? Why would they screw Gunther and want Cody to win?
I
They
think
hate
they'll be-
Cody.
Because so they can take the title off him
That doesn't make
in
sense.
for vengeance. For
That doesn't
vengeance
make
for what he did
sense.
to the bloodline.
Yeah,
For
let's-
vengeance for what he did to the bloodline.
That's
They
not
want to be the
even-
ones
That's
to take
not
the title
even the
from him.
bloodline's MO. Yeah, let's help Cody so we can take it off of him. That don't make sense. That's not nothing the bloodline would do. If anything, the bloodline would screw Cody. If anything, it's in the bloodline's MO to try to avoid Cody. If anything,
They could do that too.
because
That
they're
also would work.
cowardice. No, it wasn't.
They could also do that, but then one of them would have to fight Gunther. And they would rather fight Cody than Gunther if they're cowards. Gunther's
So
a big,
just-
strong German man.
Just have Gunther go after the other title.
Exactly. You none of what you're saying is
Yeah,
making a lick
It's a
of
big
sense.
convoluted thing.
Gunther
Everything
versus
that you're
Priest
saying
is
is
not a world title feud. That's the problem. It feels like a mid-card feud.
It don't
And
have
Gunther's
to
Drew
be.
is gonna be
Let Gunther whoop
overshadowing
his
it.
ass.
It's
Gunther
time.
is the dominant one. You put the belt on the dominant guy. We don't care about a dominant feud. We don't care about a world title feud. We care about getting that belt on a dominant
Gunther's-
champion.
I just
Gunther
want to
is
see a
also
him
going to be
Yeah,
overshadowed because Punk
Yeah,
is
Trev
going
got
to be
something
on
to
the
say, man.
show with him.
Yo, look,
I
what were
have,
you
is
doing?
it? I have another set of stuff to add to it that you kind of segued into, so I'm taking over. Based on where the world title, I know you can't count the booking of Drew and Priest based on stuff that happened after, but based on where the world title is going after, Priest is a better person to keep going with it. And by that, Bobby, since you didn't watch, Seth is back and is challenging and has a match against Priest at Money in the Bank.
I did
That
hear
is-
about that. I saw
Number
that.
one, that is maybe the most unpredictable of the world championship matches since Mania, if not earlier, because either person could definitely win and go against Gunther. And if you have a problem with Priest, put it on Seth and have him get his ass beat by Gunther. There's your world title feud.
And I mean, beat.
Yeah, and I think it was a good
Beat.
decision to have Drew lose because I heard Drew's going through some personal shit at home and he needed time off, and that finish was, I don't know.
Okay.
For real,
If-
for real.
If that's the case, then that makes sense. If he
It's like-
wasn't going to stick around.
He's like he needs time off. He has, and it's
Bonus
like,
question.
So it's a good finish. That WWE knows what they're doing. They know what they're doing, dude.
Bonus
I
question.
trust Hunter.
It's not-
I trust Hunter. I trust Paul.
I trust Hunter
I
too. I'm
trust
not
St.
saying he
Paul.
doesn't know what he's doing. I'm saying
St.
this
Paul knows
could
what
have
he's doing.
been this could have elevated that world title, both because of the Scotland pop and because of the feud it'd be immediately
It's
going
going to
in.
be
I also-
elevated with Gunther.
Yep.
Did you see
I
what
heard
Gunther
that-
did with the IC title? The IC title is important. One of y'all said earlier that the IC title was the most important belt on Raw or something. Gunther did that.
It's
Yeah.
not
Thank
because
him.
of Sammy. I
What-
love
And,
Sammy, but it's
and
not.
Gunther
He
popped
did.
on the dude on top of another dude.
But
It was
So
crazy.
you don't
But
think he can do the same thing with the world
He
championship?
can do it to everybody.
here's this is the difference between the two. And I'm not saying he couldn't, but what I'm gonna say is that the Intercontinental Championship being the wrestling fans' workhorse belt makes sense for Gunther. But if you make him the world champion and you want him to establish him as
Oh
a
my
real world
God.
champion, you have to treat him like a star. And I don't know if Gunther can be a mainstream star. I don't
If
know
you put a
if he can
motherfucking
do
suit on that nigga, you good.
What?
So here's
He's
my,
been a
my bonus.
champion for like 85% of his run in WWE.
That's
Right.
basically a
Yeah,
low
a,
percentage.
work,
Like
a
95.
workhorse championship.
Because
And
he's a
that's-
workhorse.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's a
He's gonna
he's a
put in the
workhorse.
work.
Do you
And
think
he
that
was
Gunther
absolutely
has the
being
same
a star.
marketability of
do we
Roman
not-
or
do
Cody
we-
or CM Punk? I don't think
do
he
we not-
does.
So are they the
Do
only
we
three
not
that are
really-
allowed to be?
Do you
Drew's
remember?
not on
Y'all
that
remember?
level.
Y'all remember NXT UK actually being a thing that they were trying to make a thing?
Yeah.
Do you think that Gunther being the man who was the man that they put the whole brand on, the entire
Yeah,
brand?
that makes sense in NXT UK because it's a quote wrestling fans wrestling federation, and it's one that's marketed towards a European audience.
Hey, if
This
you're
is
not booking
WWE.
champions to be wrestling fans, then just give it to Logan Paul. Like he's the one that's going to get the most not wrestling fans to watch if that's what's important. All of a sudden,
When is Bad Bunny coming back?
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, they gave him the U.S. title for a reason. That was the reason they gave him the U.S. title, and
Here's
it
my
has
thing, though.
seemed to work.
To
The US
segue
title
from this,
is the
I've been wanting
celebrity
to ask this
title.
question for like 35 minutes. Who
Okay,
is
go
now,
ahead. Ask your question.
as shown on the bottom of the screen, who is the biggest hater currently this year?
The biggest what?
The biggest hater. Because CM Punk
Hater?
flew all the way to Scotland, sat in the back wearing a referee shirt just in case to run out there and 2 count.
no.
That is some absolute hater shit.
He wasn't wearing it just in case. Did you see the video?
I didn't see a video. Break it down for me.
The ref went down, and so he went to another ref and said, "Hey, I need a shirt. I need a shirt." She goes, "Okay," and gives him a shirt, and then says, "Wait, why do you need it?" While he's running out to go clearly screw Drew over. Like
I didn't
That's
see that. That's
she
really
needs
funny.
to get fired.
That's some high level hating.
Either way, he's
Yeah.
definitely hating.
You
I
got
like
everything
both
Drew's done all year.
I like the
But
I like
I
the way
want to
both
throw
painted
in.
it better. That's funny. He's in the back just with a ref shirt on. I'm gonna get him now. I'm gonna get him. That's some hater ass shit.
I
dude.
want to give my
That's-
nod to
that's
AJ
it.
Styles though. Because remember when AJ
AJ
Styles
Yeah.
flew,
Because
Where-
he went to
where they-
He
Saudi.
flew to Australia.
flew all the
Yeah,
way to
Australia. That's what it was.
Was Australia. He flew all the way to Australia just to screw this man over. Came back, fake retirement, just to beat up Cody for no reason.
Hit him with his forearm.
Yes.
Flew all
Yes,
the way-
AJ's up
hit him
there.
with his forearm.
Absolutely.
All
And
right.
here's
Who's up
hold
there
on.
in consistency?
To round that out, the difference between that is AJ did it for the title, and Punk did it because he hates Drew.
Basically.
No, I'm
Yeah.
saying,
True.
AJ, not against Logan Paul.
Oh, I thought that was for
Oh, it was LA Knight. The
I don't-
first time when
It
he
was
went to
LA
Australia,
Knight.
that was LA
No,
Knight.
LA
He
Knight.
just
It
hated
was.
him. So that was the
oh yeah.
same.
I thought that was title related too, but yeah, he just hated him. You're right.
All right. So the next topic, the last topic, we finally get the Wyatt 6, the Wyatt 6-6, whatever you want to call
I'm hyped.
them.
The six,
the
the
Wyatt
6
6.
was like an S, apparently.
Yeah.
I don't think they thought this through because I've got to type it.
What y'all think about the Wyatt 6?
Ooh, I'm hyped. Ooh, that was so cool. That was so good.
we really thought you was
I'm
gonna hate this
hyped
shit.
to see what they do. Okay. I will tell you something that's going to sound like a huge contradiction to everything that I've ever said about anything. Bray Wyatt was my favorite wrestler since he debuted. That being said, I think adding superpowers to him is what made him not work. And I heard that Triple H is not going to do that with them. As long as they don't do that and make them just an actual cult of psychopaths, I think it's going to be brilliant. And I love that kind of shit as long as you can make it not supernatural.
Okay.
All
That's
right.
fair.
Yeah.
I hope. Well, with that said, I hope Chad comes back as a zombie and and wins the world title.
I'm a like.
I
I've
really
heard
hope
some
that
people-
Chad's music changes, but it starts off with a dong, and then it's like it's like a slow version, a chopped and screw version of Kurt Angle music.
Yes.
I like Chad Gable, man. He's dope.
I think I'm gonna like it. Everybody been shitting on it a lot. I don't know why.
People just shit on anything that's popular. Their immediate response is, "I have to think the different thing that other people think." Like that's all that is.
Which
You
is
know how good
ironic because
something
they
is?
all end up thinking the same thing.
When you know
Yes,
how good it is,
exactly.
the more shit it
No,
is
they
on
are
it,
trying to prove
that's
how
really
smart they
good.
are.
It's really good if it's a lot of people shitting on it. It means it's really awesome.
Yeah.
I also
who do you
was
think?
I also was a fan
Who
of
do you-
You
Retribution.
talking about like?
So I mean,
I like
Man,
Retribution when they
I was
started
so
before
much
they
joke.
ruined them.
I was gonna make a joke about
Who do you
Mr.
think
Man's
should be their
girlfriend.
first feud?
you said what?
Who do you think Wyatt Six's first feud should be?
Everyone.
I don't know.
Well,
That's a good
well,
question.
one, yes, everyone.
Hit row.
Triple H is apparently going to have them like have ripple effects in the whole roster. I think that's also the right idea. I think their first feud should be Randy Orton, because Randy Orton basically killed both of Bray Wyatt's main gimmicks in kayfabe, and they should be out for revenge against him. He should be their first target, and beating him is prestigious.
That's pretty cool.
True.
I mean, it's not
That's
prestigious to
not
beat him
bad
at
at all.
all. 100% not prestigious to beat him no more. Like he's like,
Shut
he's-
up, Bones.
That's not true.
He
Beating Randy Orton does feel like a big enough
He
deal
hates
that them
Randy
starting by beating him feels like a big deal.
he hates Randy Orton. For him, Randy Orton is like on that tier right below where he shits on Jeff Hardy and John Moxley.
Why you shit on Randy
Oh,
Orton?
I don't even like Randy Orton, but
We not gonna-
he's
it ain't
objectively
just
a
I don't
star in
like
the eyes
him.
of the audience.
I don't like lots of people who are big, but we're not gonna act like Randy Orton is John Cena or Brock Lesnar.
Oh
or
no.
Batista.
We're not gonna say he's Randy
Like,
Orton.
of the people
No.
that
He's
glad-
bigger than
Randy Orton-
Batista.
Randy
Don't
Orton's
He's not
disrespect
big.
Randy Orton like that no more.
Hold on.
Because
He was-
Randy Orton,
He wasn't bigger
No.
than Batista when Batista
No.
was there.
Yes, he
No.
was.
Hey. We
No,
got
he
plenty-
wasn't.
We are gonna have this conversation in the future. I am not letting you guys spend all of our Wyatt time talking about Randy Orton.
Okay, you're right.
I agree.
All right, what
I
else do you
guarantee this will come up again someday.
What else do you want to
Yes.
say about the Wyatts?
So
See the girl?
Okay, go ahead.
kind of going off what